What is going down, my YouTube family? It is your boy Zary from Zary's Mobile Gaming, and I am back at you to talk about Rantha. Rantha is the second orc I'm doing in the revamped Orcs for Noob series, but before we get into Rantha, a couple things. If you are not part of that family, you should be part of the XMG family, and you should click that subscribe button down below so you don't miss a thing coming out. So without further ado, let's get into Rantha. Okay, so we're looking at Rantha, and Rantha is clans, orcs, fighter, ranger, traveler, and a leader. Let's look at her stats. She has a physical damage of 2813. Her magic damage is 929, but she does not apply magic damage, so that's okay. Her critical chance is at 26.16%. It's one of the highest in the game to start. Her health is at 16,070. Physical armor at 24.01%, and her magic armor at 23.01%. Her shield is at 15,154. Her speed is at a 149. Potency at 47%, which is one of the highest in the game, which is funny because she really doesn't need it. And her tenacity is at 31%. So just looking at her stats, she needs survivability. Her health and shield combined are only above 30,000. That can't happen. Her speed is already at a respectable 149, so we can make her fast. Her armor is okay, and we really don't have to worry about potency. So let's get into her moveset. First ability is Furious Shot. This deals 240% of physical damage to an enemy and calls to assist Battle Poo if he's alive. And Battle Poo is this fluffy little guy right here. I just don't know why they call him Battle Poo, but I find it extremely funny. Second ability is Summon Beast. So you're going to summon Battle Poo with a taunt, with 80% of Rantha's health and 50% of her damage. Only one Battle Poo can be summoned at a time. Using this ability again will restore 50% of Battle Poo's health. So Battle Poo is a full tank. You're going to use that move, you're going to drop Battle Poo, and he is going to be your meat sponge for one turn. But we learned that in this ability, he gets 80% of Rantha's health, 50% of her damage. Now, Battle Poo's not going to do a lot of damage at all. And that's fine. He's just like your meat sponge. You let him call him in and you let him die. And that's how you use him. But 80% of Rantha's health. And we already know her health is low, so that is one thing to keep in mind. Third ability, Hunter's Volley, shoots 8 arrows at enemies, each dealing 80% of physical damage. Now, this video you're going to see is Hunter's Volley with one person. Normally with an AoE ability, you use it and you get the same amount of damage regardless. With the Hunter's Volley, if there's only one person left and you use it, all 8 arrows hit that person. So you can really do some pretty good damage with the Hunter's Volley. You can use it especially in raids and things like that. Passive ability, Old Friend. While Battle Poo is alive, Rantha's physical and magical armor is increased by 30%. So that is big, because you're always going to call Battle Poo up pretty much whenever you can. So that is going to put her physical and magical armor over 50% when he was on the battlefield, so we can kind of shy away from armor when we talk about ruining her. And her leadership ability, all allies from the clan gain a 25% physical damage increase and a 25% magic damage increase. All allied orcs gain 5% lifesteal for each living orc in the party. All allied goblins gain 10% critical damage increase for each living goblin. All allies from the Pride gain 5% tenacity for each living Pride character in the party. So this is an all-encompassing clan's leadership except for demons. To me, this is the best mid-game, end-game. I just think it's the best leadership for the orcs. One, you're guaranteeing physical damage or magical damage increases. You're increasing the lifesteal by 25% if you're running an all-orc party, so it's kind of like a full healer. Because when we get into Mortha, she isn't the best healer in the game. She's serviceable, but not the best. So this is why I would suggest the Might of Clans as your lead for orcs. So we looked at her moves. What did we learn? We learned we gotta make her survivable. Battle Poo can be dropped. You're increasing her physical armor when he is dropped, so we can not focus on that, but we need health. Battle Poo has 80% of Rantha's health. The more health she has, the more health Battle Poo has. So that is good. We learned that her leadership is important. It gives them damage, so we don't really need to focus as much onto damage for Rantha if we're using her leadership. So what we're going to look for in her runes is we got a couple different options. We want her to be survivable. So again, you can throw all health runes on her and you'll be absolutely fine. Because number one, it increases her health, but it's also increasing Battle Poo's health. 2, you could put a damage set on her. Even though I said we could shy away from that because of her leadership. But you got to think, most of the time you're going to be running her with Tromgar, and we already have Tromgar who doesn't do a lot of damage. He's there for the stun. So you could do a damage with a health set. You could do a damage with a armor set. You could do a damage with a critical chance set. What I think is the best way for Rantha to be ruined is a damage set and a health set. We're getting 10% health, and we're also getting the damage increase, which is we really want her to do a lot of damage. As much damage as she can. She's not the primary damage dealer in this team, but we want her to do some pretty good damage. So I'm going to go with a damage health set, and I will be right back. Alright, I am back with a full rune amulet. Now, like I said, I went with the damage and health, and I focused primarily secondaries on survivability, speed, and damage. Now, when you're looking at survivability, you want health to be the priority stat for survivability because that benefits Battle Poo as well. So let's get into it. Obviously, damage, speed, tenacity, armor, and health. I went speed here, of course, with shield, armor, damage. This potency hit twice, but I like the damage and the armor and the shield. Plus, you can't go wrong with that much speed, so I kind of stuck it with her. Obviously, armor here, speed, potency, shield, and critical chance. I went health, speed, potency, tenacity, and health. I have health, shield, and speed. And then I went with health, speed, critical chance, armor, and tenacity. So like I said, her leadership gives her 25% physical damage. So we didn't have to focus primarily on that. Plus, we're getting the boost from the rune word set. So I really wanted to stack her health and make her as survivable as possible. So the stats, after runing, we got her physical damage up by 516, which is good. It's at 3329. We brought her critical chance up by 3%, not the end of the world. Her health, we added 3,358, bringing it to 19,428. Definitely a lot better. Brought her physical armor up 3% and her magic armor up 4%. We brought her shield up 1,082 to 16,236. We brought her speed up 36, bringing it to 185. Potency, she doesn't need, and her net tenacity we brought up 3.5%. Happy with what we did with the runes. There's so many things you could focus on with Rantha to tweak that in my back of my head I'm like, well, maybe we should have put a little more damage on her. Oh, maybe we should have went more survivability. Overall, I'm happy. We got some speed so she can keep Battle Poo going as fast as she possibly can. So all in all, I'm okay with it. It's just there's so many things you could do with Rantha to ruin her, and none of them are wrong. It depends on your situation and things of that nature. So now let's look at her abilities and talk about scroll investments. Now at level 2, her Furious Shot deals 105% of physical damage to an enemy, and she calls Battle Poo assist if he's alive. Now you only get physical damage as you go, making it hit harder. At level 1, you're always calling in Battle Poo. So I think leaving this ability to start at level 2 is okay. Summon Beast. At level 2, you summon Battle Poo. He gets 50% of Rantha's health and 30% of her damage. So as you go, you increase Battle Poo's health all the way up to 50%. Hunter's Volley. At level 2, you shoot 5 arrows at the enemy, each dealing 65% of physical damage. And as you go up, you get more and more physical damage, and then you get level 5, you get 1 more arrow, and at level 6, you get 2 arrows. Old Friend. At level 2, while Battle Poo is alive, Rantha's physical and magical armor is increased by 10%. Again, we're okay leaving that. And her leadership at level 2, you gain 8% physical damage, 8% magic damage. You get 3% lifesteal, 5% critical damage, and the pride isn't involved. And as you go up, you increase your physical damage, magical damage, and you gain pride, you gain lifesteal, etc., etc. Like I said, her leadership to me is the most important thing in this, because what you're doing is you are giving everybody physical and magical damage, which is sweet. You're gaining lifesteal, which increases your survivability for an orc party. If I got Rantha brand new, this is how I would use my ability scrolls. I would take everything up to level 2. From there, I would get her leadership ability to level 6 as fast as I could. It's going to benefit the whole team, which is what a leadership ability should do. From there, I am moving to Summon Beast. From level 2, I am taking that up to level 6. That will make your foe tank and battle poo survive longer. Then, I am coming to Old Friend. While battle poo is alive, Rantha's physical and magical armor increases. I am taking that up to level 6. Now, we are bypassing the damage, which is different, but that is okay, because you're increasing Rantha's survivability, and by increasing Rantha's survivability, she is able to drop battle poo more often, and battle poo increases the survivability of your whole team. Plus, you're not going to have Traumguard for a while if you're a new character. So that is big. Then, I would go to the basic ability, and I would start working on your basic ability, getting that to level 6, and then the last one I would take to level 6 is Hunter Volleys. Although having 8 arrows dealing 80% physical damage each is big, at level 2 you're still shooting 5 and you're only losing 15% less physical damage. I will take that trade. It is her least important ability, and it is nice, but it's her least important ability. So everybody, there was Rantha. Noob guide for Rantha. Hope it helps somebody out there. Again, if you're just finding me for the first time, or you've been watching and you're not part of that XMG family, you should be. Click that subscribe button, turn on the bell, all that other happy horse crap. That's what I got for you guys today on Rantha. Coming up next will be Korador, the mage. So that's what I got for you guys on Rantha. Be safe, have fun. I'm out.